Shout to Sean Marks for turning around the culture of the Nets and making them a viable destination for all NBA caliber players like KD and Kyrie, taking care of his coach Atkinson and his staff, developing young players like Dinwiddie, also Karis LeVert, Allen. And so they created a culture that looked fun to be a part of. But let's not act like the Golden State Warriors aren't the headliner when we talk about greatest systems to participate in.
And culture, too.
That's why he went to Golden State, to win championships. He was already coming to New York City. It was going to be the Knicks. That's why he didn't even meet with the Nets. Let me say that again. He didn't even meet with the Nets.
Formally.
So let me just tell you what ends up happening in my world. KD went from being the lead domino and trying to persuade Kyrie Irving which team they should play for, to getting injured and having to miss an entire year, to now Kyrie Irving persuading him what team they should play for. You clearly see who won out, because one guy's gonna be playing this year, another guy has to come back from injury. You need somebody to hold it down while you're not out there. They're the best of friends, so it makes sense for them to pair up. That's what ended up making it be for the Nets instead of the Knicks.
So let's just make clear what you're saying for Knicks fans that just need, they need some more pain and depression in their life. If KD didn't get injured, you feel like KD would have gone to the Knicks and then convinced Kyrie to join him. But because he got injured, Kyrie ended up convincing KD to join him in Brooklyn.
There was one person doing the convincing once KD got injured. That person was Kyrie Irving. And if you're KD, you got to have both ears open, because you are going to miss a season. And you don't want the franchise you just joined to take steps back on and off the floor. You need somebody that you look forward to coming back and playing with. We know he wasn't going to play with LeBron and AD. He didn't want to team up with Kawhi because Kawhi reached out. Jimmy Butler went and did his own thing. So in the game of musical chairs, everybody moving around, then the music stopped. And so playing in New York City was something he already wanted to do. He moved his company there through the season. When it was time for him to get his surgery and the doctors that was looking over him, they were already New York based. This was going to be where he decided to play. The team ultimately was the final choice. Kyrie Irving and the Nets obviously won out.
So Sean Marks says that KD is attracted to the system. He's attracted to how hard they play and how they've developed these role players and all of that. But doesn't adding Kyrie and KD change all that?
It changes it because it modifies it. This year it does not, however. Kyrie becomes D'Angelo Russell, give him the ball, go get buckets. It's gonna be Rucker Park. It's gonna be oohs and ahs between the leg, behind the back, and you're gonna have New Yorkers saying, we're now back on the map based on basketball, something that they have not felt like they've been in a really long time, with notable all-NBA caliber performers in uniform. And there won't be any sense of panic when they hover around 500, possibly be a 7th and 8th seed, possibly get eliminated in the first round, likely have a worse record this year than they had last year.
I mean, that's interesting because this year the Nets kind of feel like last year's Lakers. We got one star, we got a young core, but don't worry about this year because next year we're going to bring something in.
Correct.
That's what it feels like.
Well, they know it's a light at the end of the tunnel, and
Yes.
it's not a train. It's Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
So anytime there's some turbulence, you get a chance to look over at KD like he is coming back next year.
Yeah, remember him?
And then you're going to have KD talking to Kyrie about how he needs to comport himself, understanding that this is a long-term thing that they're trying to get accomplished.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for live streaming sports and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.